Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dudzord and I do awesome game dev projects here on Twitch. And today, Thursday, which means that we are working on our Unity game, the board game, digital version of the board game that we are making with a friend. We already started working on it during the morning stream, and we are essentially trying to add multiplayer to it. It's the first time that I'm trying to add multiplayer to any Unity game. So yeah, plenty of stuff that we needed to figure out, but hopefully, or thankfully even, Unity has like some cool tutorials that we can follow. So that's what we've been doing during the morning. And I can show you what I have right now. So I've been working on this like lobby system where essentially you have the ability like to quick join, like create and join existing sessions, and essentially you create quick join, you click quick join will like create a new session if one doesn't exist. So it creates a session, it connects to the player immediately there, so you can see that 1 out of 2 players are connected to this session. And then if I go here to the second screen, or the second player screen, and I click quick join, and then you'll see that talkative retired dot number 3 has joined the session as well. So now the session has 2 players connected to it, which is the full lobby, which means that we can start the game. And as you can see, only the host, so the screen on the left, can start the game because he's the one that created the session, so he's the one who can like decide when the game actually starts. The other thing is, since this is the host, if I were to leave the session, we could think that maybe this entire session would die, but we have this plugged in a way that if the host leaves, the host gets transferred to someone else. So if the host leaves session, you'll notice that the now talkative retired dot number 3 is the host because the start game button appeared on here, although it's disabled, and it's disabled because we need the full lobby to proceed. So now if on the left screen I click quick join again, it will join whatever session was already created, but the player will join as a regular player instead of the host. So yeah, this is all like working really well. So both can leave the session, I can create a session on that side, I can quick join it here, and hopefully things will work. So yeah, this guy clicked quick join first, so it means that it gets the session host. So yeah, this is all like working fine and dandy at all. The thing that we now need to do, or that we need to figure out how to do even, is how to start the actual game. So currently we have this button here, which I'm clicking and nothing is happening. But that's what we need to do. Scottish 1788, thank you for the follow. Here's your confetti. Holy bro. Yeah, that's like spam. Nah, bruh. Bye. Pyong. Holy spam. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Unfortunate. I thought it was a legit follower. Okay, so now what I need to do is like actually plug in this start game button, so it actually launches the what's it called, like the actual game level, you know. So I have this board scene here, so I want it to launch this game here. Essentially it should load the level for both players, and then we'll also need to have it set up like the player indices, so we know who goes first, who goes second, and all of that. So let's try and figure out how we can do that. Sounds like a good plan. Hopefully it does. Um, so let's see. So on this start game button, I will have this MView model start game, which will to do start game here. What I think that needs to happen here is I need to somehow specify the level that we need to load. And I don't really know exactly what is the best way to accomplish this, you know? I wonder if there's like some sort of simple game with a lobby that I can maybe use. Maybe this is a 2D space shooter sample. Maybe they have like several stuff. So they have network. Yeah, I wonder if this has like a lobby menu, which can then like explain how to go from one to the other. Let's see. I mean, we already downloaded this, so we might as well grab that data, that thing. Okay, so I'm gonna open now the space shooter sample, to the space shooter sample. Okay, continue. Confirm. Unity complains so much every time you like change the version of the project. Which is fine, I guess, because you'll only supposedly do it once. But it's still hella annoying. Okay, so this is opening the project. Installing packages. Okay, we are waiting and waiting and waiting. Come on, little PC. You can do this. Oh, they even have like a ton of... Oh no, this is this... No, they have like documentation for the sample. No, they don't. This is just like regular stuff. Okay. Okay, importing. Iteration 6. Iteration 8. Open project. Open scene. Reloading domain. Materials need to be recompiled. Compiling shaders. I love game engines. Okay, GG. Good job. Okay, so what happens if I click play? Okay, host. Okay, so they actually have like a neat like starter menu that we can follow. What do you think of Godot versus Unity? Will you still be making engines in all the making games in all the engines? Um, I would say that most of my annoyances, I have way more annoyances with the Godot than I have with Unity. I mean, Unity has been used for professional games for almost 2 decades now. While Godot still doesn't have like a very large game that has been built with it. I might be wrong, but Godot best game was like the best sold like game showcase. Like I don't even know. Well, they have Slay the Spire, but Slay the Spire is not that graphics intensive. I mean, all of these games are like pretty meh. While in reality, Unity has been used to yeah, Road to Vostok is true, but Unity is way more known in this space, you know. So I would trust Unity a little bit more in terms of its ability to create like a game that don't won't have like weird issues and stuff, which is sad because I really want to support Godot. I think Godot deserves it. Unity has like crapped themselves with all the nonsense that they've made with the licensing and costs and all. So I really want to see like an open source engine succeed, but I mean it's very tough. Like a game engine is probably the most complex bits of engineering that you can create, and having something that is open source just means that things will progress at weird velocities. Like different areas of the engine will not be as polished as other ones. While if you have a professional engine and hired people to actually work on the engine, then the workforce is like spread out um, equivalent similarly. I think I can't pronounce that word. The workforce is like spread out like similarly across the different teams, meaning that everything kind of moves at the same pace. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a preference for one engine over the other. I would say that different engines accomplish different things. Unreal is by far the most complex one to make games on. Not because it's a difficult engine to figure out, but it's just because it has so many settings, so many like possibilities of things that you can use that it becomes overwhelming like extremely easily. Godot on the other end is way more simple than all of the other engines, so it's you kind of only have one way of doing things, but sometimes that only way or that single way of doing things is not like the best one. So I would say that Unity is a little bit better in that regard because Unity usually has like 2 or 3 different ways of accomplishing the same thing, and usually they have a very beginner friendly version where everything is like pre-configured and you can very quickly have something working, and then they have like the all of the advanced use cases also if you want. Unreal by default only gives you like the advanced use cases, so you need to understand everything to able to actually be able to proper make anything. So I don't know, like I don't know which engine. I mean, if I were to continue making games, I would say that I would probably go with Unity. Just because it's the one that I'm most comfortable with. It's the one that has the better tooling, the better language, the better API. It has a shit ton of plugins that you can download where people have done stuff. While in Godot, that although it should have that sense of community because it's like freaking open source, there's not a place where you can actually download like proper plugins and stuff. So I don't know. Okay, now let me read your messages. Sorry, I think I talked a little longer than I thought than I should. I find I end up ignoring all of the Godot features. I trip up on them too much. I've been watching Flux Engine, it has potential. I tried Unreal Engine 5 on Linux, it doesn't work very well at all. Flux Engine. Okay, let's see what that's about. Flux Engine. A true game changer. The most agile game engine is now available. Full source code, full power, full featured. Best development performance out there. Well, that's a freaking hot take. If there's one. Okay, tech demo from 2022. So they don't have like any recent tech demo. Feature showcase. Okay. You can move a light. You can change colors. You can have particles. Seamless C++ with C# scripting. Seamless, meaning that you can like call C++ on C# and C# on C++. Holy. Really? Like you call a locpp here and then here you do locpp. Oof. Okay, what did I write there? Hold on. Seamless C++ C# scripting. Auto reloading. Yeah, auto reloading is cool. Visual scripting. I hate visual scripting, so I couldn't care less. I mean, this is EM GUI 100%. Nested prefabs. Visual Material Editor, async content streaming, auto law generation. That's cool. GPU light maps baking. That's cool as well. Animation graph. That's okay. Terrain editor is OP. Foliage editor, scene animations, that's expected. Oh, performance profiler, yeah, that's cool as well. Navigation pathfinding, this is easy. Multi-platform, huge documentation. I mean, huge documentation shouldn't be a feature, it should be like an expectation, but sure. Full source code available. Demos and samples. Okay. It's like Unreal and Unity at the baby. That's like hot take number 2, but sure. Flux Engine. Okay. I mean, I don't know. So when is this showcase video from? 5 years ago. I mean, you cannot tell me that something has potential if you go on their website and all they show is stuff from 5 years ago. I mean, I applaud the effort, but I wouldn't say it makes much sense to I don't think there's enough space for there to be like 3 or 4 or 5 open source engines, game engines. Like it's way too much variety. Because the issue with open source engines is that people work on them for free, pretty much. And if you have like 4 or 5 of them, then the community will like spread out between the all of them, which just means that you'll potentially have 1/5 of the development time that you could have if there's only one project instead of 5. So that it actually means if you have multiple open source things that try to do the same, on average, they push down one another. It's not like a pull up, like they push down on one another. I would say it's worse. Overall, it's worse if there's like too many choices of open source stuff. And usually that's why closed source stuff tends to like sell, because you create an enterprise behind them, you hire people work full-time on those things. Obviously it costs money, but there's an expectation of amount of work that gets done and the code quality and all of that comes appears inherently because something is like a professional software. I don't know. Compiles to web now too. There's a demo they built. It's kind of clean to start project, blank project, very clean. I mean, me personally, I don't think I would ever try another open source one. Like, if anything, I would go for the one that is the most known, and I'll stick with that one, which so far is Godot. Because if not, there's just like too much fragmentation, And new engines equal new APIs, new languages, new asset formats, new everything. And it's like a pain in the butt to go from one another. I mean, it's already incredibly hard for me to be able to go with Unreal, Unity, and Godot and like switch them every single day. Like, it messes with my brain. So just the thought of trying to using something professionally or something to actually develop a game for a couple of months while managing other 2 or 3, nah, bro. Like, I'm getting old, so I cannot I cannot afford spending time on something that I pretty much already know won't be successful. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic about it, and I apologize for that. But that's what I think. Okay. In any case, I downloaded this. Okay, I downloaded this, and when I click this host client plus server, this apparently goes to a different scene. So I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens. So here I have the network manager and all of that nonsense. I have blocks and all. Like, is the entire game built here on network? Main menu UI, in-game UI. I mean, maybe they just like move the camera somewhere else. Power-ups, ship clone. Holy. Okay. So I kind of thought that they would transition to a different scene, which is not what happened. Main menu UI document. Okay, so this is this. Then it has the host button. Okay, so where do they... Where do they bind it? Like that host button dot click. Event system, left click, right click, spawner. Oh, network manager. Okay, I'll probably need to... Like, I don't know. What is the thing? Tutorials. Okay, we'll show welcome dialog. What? Table of contents. Dedicated, multiplayer, bite size, official. Game UI, Unity themes, panel settings. Okay, I want to figure out how do they attach this host button to something. Oh, how do they do the on-clicked thing here? Do we know? Like this stuff is always so difficult to me. Transition cursor, filter, transform, border material, background text spacing. Triple click selects lines, selectable text, tab index enabled. I really don't know how this works. The smoothest game dev experience I've had to now are with Godot, Raylib, and Bevy. Bevy, really? Okay. I found Bevy to be... I wouldn't say difficult, but it's not as easy as others. Well, because first you don't have an editor, and then the way that Rust works kind of just forces you to write things in a weird way, which I'm not blaming Bevy on. I mean, even the engine that we built in Rust had that same issue. Bevy is a bit idiomatic on top of Rust idioms too, yeah. Yeah, but Raylib, I've never used Raylib, but I've seen people using Raylib, and it's a very easy to use API. Although I think it only works mostly with 2D stuff. They might have like support for 3D objects now, probably. I mean, sure. I mean, in theory, they support 3D objects, I would say, but... But yeah, usually Raylib is like for way simpler stuff, which is still cool. To create like a visualization stuff, it's pretty cool. Why I'm kind of transitioning to Raylib game jams games at least. I started building tools to use in the Godot project in Raylib. Tools to use in a Godot project in Raylib. Oh, can you give us an example? Like, can you import Raylib code inside Godot? Or are you making like some debug stuff? I don't know. Okay, we got a follower. Thank you for the follow, Gilbert M. Here's your confetti. Thank you very much. I think this is your first time here on Get followed, brother. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, well, I think this is your first time here on stream. So my name is Dudezord. I work on game dev projects here on Twitch. I currently have 3 projects on rotation. One in Unity, one in Unreal, and one in Godot. And essentially, every day I pick one to work on, and I just go with it. And today I'm working on the Unity one, which is this board game that me and a friend created. And the game kind of works already as a single player experience. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually add multiplayer to it, because I've never added multiplayer to a Unity game before. So that's what I'm trying to investigate how to do. So yeah, if you have any experience with it, let me know. I kind of need the help. Yeah, I want to make a massive chunked planet meshes, so I make those in a really base tool first. I want to make a massive chunked planet meshes. Oh, so you make like a tool in Raylib that kind of like generates your OBJ file, and then it exports like the different parts, and you import it inside Godot or something. I mean, that's pretty cool. I can tell you that I don't... What I'm gonna say is probably gonna be a little bit weird, but I don't enjoy game deving as much as I enjoy developing tools for game dev. See, like that's up my alley. That's the kind of stuff that I would like to be working on. I'd map and create 64 by 64 chunked world, for example. In when I was working for the I'm tired, like I can barely think. When I was working for the startup where we built our own engine, one of the games that we built used real height-map data from the moon. So we really rendered like 200 by 200 kilometers of the moon in engine, in real time, with lighting and all of that stuff. And it also generated height fields, so like tri-meshes for physics collision, so you could also walk on the moon. And that was pretty darn cool. I don't think I have like videos here. One of the next things I want to use is a 10k height map, and I cut out a sector around the player and have this as an LOD system. Yeah, because then you can generate like multiple resolution versions of each tile. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Also possible in Raylib, or even have a C++ lib running in Raylib. There's this mesh optimizer that I don't know if you are aware of, but this essentially is able to generate different LOD versions for a regular mesh, and it also can compress like mesh data and texture data and all of that, and write it in a way that's very GPU aligned, meaning that when you load this stuff, you just don't load it directly to the GPU, and it just works. So it's like pretty cool. Yeah, we use this to generate the different LOD data. Mesh optimizer. It's pretty cool. Okay. What was I trying to do? Okay, I was trying to figure out how does this button like get clicked? Host button clicked. Singleton start host. Network manager. Oh, but this comes from the game objects directly. Set connection data. Start host. Should show connection status, attempting to connect. Show main menu, show in-game UI. On connection event, unconnected. Show in-game UI. So it just enables one, disables the other. Server button, start server. And then it probably has network manager here. This multiplayer stuff is like really complicated for me. Okay, and then it spawns the ship. And then what does this ship have? Friction, sprite, glow. Okay, what about the camera though? How does the camera follow the player? See, like the camera is following the player. Okay, so they don't really transition to something, to a different level. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so okay, how do I load a different level in Unity? I know there's like a load level async stuff, but is it really just application dot? No, method group is obsolete. It's not obsolete. Scene manager load scene. Okay, so I can do a scene manager load scene. Can probably make it sync. Scene build index. Scene name. I mean, I can probably do a load scene as sync because that's load scene. Okay, what about this name? There is no scene with this name. Oh, fuck. S lava board. The scene is missing. Add scene to build settings. Hold on. Okay. It's doing stuff. Okay, so if I go on project settings, I should have a build. Build something somewhere. Package manager? No. Player preset quality scene template. Okay, maybe it's not here. Maybe it's in build profiles. Okay, and these are the scenes that I want to load. So it's lava board and quick join. Okay. Start game. The sync method lacks a weight. Do I do a dot await? Or is it called await this? Type void is not awaitable. Oh. I do a return. Return await. Type void is not awaitable. Oh, no, it's load scene as async, bruh. Return this. Return type is void. How do I use this? Return await that. Oh, okay. So this returns a task. And this task will be a async operation. Cannot convert expression type void to return. I don't know how to use this, bruh. Help. Await multiplayer service instance joined by. And this gets me a task I session. And this gets me a async operation. Okay, so maybe it doesn't. Maybe it works like this. The return type of an async method must be void task or task. Oh. Okay, so how am I supposed to use the load scene async? Okay, never mind. We'll load sync instead. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, by clicking play, does this always open this one? Okay. Can I configure it so it opens the one on the build profile? platform builds use the shared scene list. Okay, which is this one. Bum, 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 ba-da, bum, bum, bum. Default configure. Okay, I'm confused. So I want to run that one, like the quick join one. Like the quick join scene. But I want to run it from there. Do I have an opportunity of like specifying a different default level? Does anyone know? Because I kinda don't want to be doing this every single time, you know? Like here I do quick join. Here I do quick join. Okay, 2 out of 2. Okay, and here I click start game. And I mean, it only loaded on this one. Okay, I actually think I'll need like codecs to like grab my hand and tell me what the hell I need to do. Because I have no clue what I'm doing currently. Okay, so I added this. But it only loads the new scene for the host player. How do I make it work for every player? Those new gen vibe coders don't understand the power of existing devs using LLMs. Yeah, well, the issue that I'm having is that I already tried a bunch of tutorials, I read a bunch of documentation, but I couldn't find a single example where they show this. Oh, so apparently I need to call on the network manager singleton. And then it will download for everything. Okay, pretty cool. Let's see. Oh. Is this netcode manager something I need to grab? No, here it says Unity netcode. Reference assembly, netcode runtime. Now it's complaining that netcode doesn't exist here. Network scene manager lives within the network manager and is instance when the network manager is started. Network manager dot scene manager. Okay, so apparently this should work. Network manager.singleton. But now it's complaining that cannot resolve symbol this. I was working with APIs from 1999. I'm doing web tech stuff. I see. Network manager dot scene manager. Okay, what type is this network manager? Unity.netcode on netcode game objects. So why doesn't this know about it? It's unity.netcode. Domain registration. Oof. Yeah, I don't really enjoy anything web development. I just don't like it. I don't know. It's weird. Scene assets. Like, I'm supposed to do this, but this doesn't work. Why? This is just saying that that thing does not exist. Okay, bro. Can we like copy the error and see? The error is coming from assembly definition boundaries, not from using itself. I'll identify the netcode as def, name GUID so you can add the correct reference. I hit a quoting hiccup on the first search. Useful bit already confirms. Okay, yep, that means start game lives inside the blocks common assembly. That assembly does not currently reference netcode for game objects. You need to add Unity netcode runtime to on a block session common. Like, why do I need to do this? The hell? blocks.sessions.common.asmdef. You tripping, bruh. You are tripping. What the freaking... Or in Unity, select block sessions common. Bro, what do you mean? Which file is this? This file doesn't even exist. Assets, blocks, common session runtime. Like, but what is this? Runtime, block session common, asmdef. Common session. So it's this file here. Okay. Use GUIDs, services multiplayer, blocks common. Version defines. Okay, so what, do I need to add a new assembly here? Like unity dot network, unity dot netcode. Because this is like a separate runtime library, so I need to add references. What do you mean? Okay, will it work now? Okay, apparently so. So not too bad. Okay, so I can join both of them. Okay, and I can click start game and GG. GG. Both transitioned properly, which is pretty cool. Issue now is that they are playing different games. And you can see that because on this leftmost guy, the current player is the red one, but on this one, the current player is the green one. But I mean, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this still has the network manager, which should mean that I should have the ability to check like who's connected and who isn't. Okay, so let's assume that now that part there is like working as it's supposed to. Here on this board scene now, we will need to start add open scene. Hold on. Sorry. So when the script starts there, the script that initializes the board runs, which I assume would be like this game manager or something, I will need to like grab all of the sessions and whatnot and like create like network variables and all of that. I think. So let's see, here on tile placement behavior, this just creates like the default game state. Okay, which is pretty cool. But here on the game manager, so instead of this being a mono behavior, this now needs to be a network behavior. You know, a network behavior. So now we need to figure out how these runs. So we have on network pre-spawn and on network post-spawn. So we have this awake here on network spawn and then start. Invoke when disabled. Okay, network behavior components that are disabled by default and are attached to in scene place network objects behave like network behavior components that are attached blah 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 blah. Okay. Network behavior synchronization. So it's pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn, then synchronized, object spawns, pre-despawn. spawning. On network spawn is invoked on each network behavior associated with a network object when it's spawned. This is where all netcode related initialization should occur. Okay, on network spawn. Okay, pretty cool. On network void. On network spawn. What's this? Public override on network spawn. Okay, good job. So it probably calls awake and then start and then on network spawn. For reference purposes, below is a table of when network behavior on network spawn is invoked relative to the network object type. Okay, so sometimes it runs before start, sometimes it runs after start. I mean, probably want to do this here, you know? So I don't want to rely on start at all. Okay, so because this is a network behavior, then that will mean that I will be able to essentially turn all of these into network variables, I guess. And that's kind of what I need to do. Okay, does this even get called? Attached to Unity project. Oh. Dwarven checkers, yes, this one. Thank you. Okay, I will need to change this part here. I kind of want to have like two buttons, one meaning start game and the other called like play current. Because I mean, if I do this, tile placement manager, update, movement preview tile. The hell? I'm confused. What happened? Game manager does not have a network object component. Would you like to add one? Yes. Um, Movement tile prefab. Current player index. I'm confused already. It's probably giving an error because of this -1. I mean, so this calls start game and sets the player index. The issue is that this on network spawn is not getting called. But I mean, I don't need to spawn that object. Like the object doesn't exist. That's probably why this is not getting called. I don't know, bro. Okay, so if I do play again, I mean, kind of seems that because now that's a network behavior, things are kind of in sync. So this is getting red again, but here it got blue. So not exactly. Okay. So some of these will get called if this is the server, the other ones will be if it's the everything else. Okay, do I want to create a network variable of type hint? And maybe make sure that all of these get synced in properly. Okay. I don't know if I'm doing like the proper changes, by the way, but fine. Surely this is gonna work. multiplayer be multiplayer in? I mean, kinda, I guess. I'm already able to start the game from 2 different players. Sorry, when I have the lobby and I create the lobby, when the host clicks start game, the game loads for both of them. So maybe I can show it to you. Simonat, because you are like a GigaChad Unity developer, do you know if I can have like a button here where it's one button that says start game and another one which is just for the current scene? Because if not, I need to always go back to this quick join session here to start the game, and I kind of don't want that. Not that I know of. In Unity, can I have an in editor button that starts the game on a specific scene, not the currently open one? I want to have, let's see. Yes, Unity, you can make an in editor only button menu. Well, I really... Quick join scene. Okay, but like in actual Unity UI, is there an existing setting for that? Play mode start scene. It lets you press the normal play button while Unity always starts from a specific scene regardless of which scene is currently open. File scene management. Okay. File. Scene management doesn't even appear here. Okay. Do a web search. You are talking old nonsense. The menu's changed. That's like the most, this is like the most annoying thing with LLMs. Scene management, scene template, scene management, preset management, no. You are right, my bad. I gave you the old menu path. I searched it, Unity still has the underlying editor feature, but the current docs expose it as a scripting API. For fuck's sake. I'll need to build this. Okay, so assets/editor. No, create folder, editor, create script. Could just make the game switch scenes on startup. The thing is, sometimes I want that and other times I don't want that, you know. So for example, I wanted a button where it starts from new game, you know, where it shows like the main menu every time. And then there are other places where I want the load the current level. The current old level. Play quick join scene. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, like both join the session. So 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2. This is the host. This is the guest, I guess. If the host leaves, the guest becomes now the new host. The old host can join again. It will join the same session, but it's still the guest. And if I click start game, oh, the fuck? It didn't work. Why? It was just working before. Maybe it doesn't like when running through this. Fuck. But supposedly start game should launch the board game scene. What's the drop down show beside play button where it says default? I couldn't really figure out what it meant, but apparently there are some presets or something. So it works from here, it doesn't work from there. I don't know. Yeah, so it has like default, then it has configure play mode scenarios, active play mode window. I can change scenarios, whatever those mean. And this is just, oh, initial scene. Whoops. 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 Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so this is gonna be called quick join. Initial scene, quick join. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, so if I now do quick join, hopefully, multiplayer role. Client and server, bro. Additional editor instances. Well, I actually think both can be clients. And then they get... Okay, let's see. Quick join. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, players to client. Join session by quick join. Okay. If I do quick join here. Awaiting session information. Okay. Okay, so it worked. If I do start game, then GG. Both launch. Okay, good job. This going through Unity Cloud? I think so, yes. I think so. Meaning that if you had the same project as I do, we at least should be able to see each other. Okay. Start game. GG. Okay, so yeah, it works. Good job. Okay, so I think that now I kind of just need to start porting all of this code to be multiplayer safe, which I don't exactly know how, you know, player data. Okay, how do I turn this into a network variable? How to make a network variable for this. But see, like, Unity is dumb. Like, sorry, like the LLMs are dumb. They should be able to like figure that out. But it's whatever. Okay, so I need to create this like a network player data. And then it's called the network list. Okay, so I need to create a network player data. Network player data. And this will implement iNetwork serializable. Okay, is not implemented. Implement missing members. Serialize. It has a buffer, so I have to serialize the multiple stuff. Serialize value. And I put like the score. Ref. Movement tiles. Can I serialize the combat tiles? Or what? Combat tiles is read-only. Whoops. I don't remember what this read-only does. Oh, it means that I cannot modify those. Okay. Network player data. Okay, so all of these are network now. And how do I calculate like the random value of this? Start round, end round, on start game finish. Oh. Okay, so these players is currently these max players here. Can I get like the session or the current player count? Network manager dot instance. Pending clients. Because essentially the players count is not this, you know? Like the players count is whatever I have inside the... whatever I have inside the session. Okay, let's ask it. How do I get the number of connected players instead? Through the network manager? On this session instead. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the LLM has to say. So I have the connected clients list dot count. Okay, cool. Oh, this is the number of players. Okay, so probably I want to do this instead. So the number of players is going to be that. And then here I do this. These are exclusive. Okay. Now my question is, what do I need to do in the server? What do I need to do in the client? Well, it's not the server, is the host. You know, like the host should be the one that calculates all the random stuff. Just to make sure that everything behaves the exact same. Okay, but I also need to like the map the like, how do I know when it's my turn? So because I'm currently changing the indices. So I would say that I kind of need to like grab an ID or something. I'll probably need to have like this client ID, and then I need to map the client ID to each owner. Okay, what's this? Owner client ID. Gets the client ID that owns this network object. Okay, well, the one that owns it is the host. Deferred spawning, scene management, session management. Reconnecting mid-game. Samples. Boss room. Oh, so they actually have different scenes here. Okay, so maybe I should get that boss room level project and open it. If I can find it. Dedicated game server. Okay. I'll download this for now. Okay, so this is 98 megabytes. What if I download this one instead? Like, I kind of don't like downloading just this stuff. Okay, it's picking up faster. Okay, pull requests. Probably gonna be like the bunch of typos. Weird. Come on. I was thinking that maybe, I mean, I don't know if anyone's listening, but I was thinking that might make sense for the while we are playing ads, like a specific music would play, like a specific song, just so I would personally know when ads are going on. Kind of like a hint, you know? Because if not, I need to keep constantly looking into for the chat. I wonder if that would be cool or not. Startup scene. Network manager singleton is ready here. Application controller sets up services and dependencies. After application controller setup is complete, load main menu scene. Main menu scene. Game is joined or hosted through. Then players select the character. Well, the exact same 98 megabytes. Good job. Co-op. Okay, let's try and open this. Surely it's gonna work. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, installing packages. Okay, I would say that what I need right now is to start looking into actual existing code of a simple multiplayer game, as this one is supposed to be. And try to port it, just so it kinda works, you know. Following gameplay resources. Network variable with an enum. Win state. Oh, I would need to create my own sample game. Oof. Okay, what happens if I click play? Boss room. Start session, start with... Hold on. Change profile. Start with direct IP. Host and join. Your name, kind hero, host. Oh, I can even like simulate internet for some reason. Current scenario, connection cycle, and connection swap. Oh. Ready. Choose your class. One player connected. Pretty cool. Ready. Game is starting. Okay, how do I move? Okay, so this controls the camera, which is pretty cool. I can like do emotes and stuff. Skills. And I can exit the game. GG. Okay, game is starting. Loading. Move, target, primary attack, zoom, hero actions, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, these buttons here work. But the character doesn't move. Which is, this doesn't look like checkers. No. I changed the game. I was tired of the other game. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out now how to actually like code in multiplayer, you know? Because it's weird. The way that you write stuff is different. So I kinda want to figure out how this would work. New window. Okay, so I have like different sessions and all. Scene manager, load scene, main menu. Okay, so the application controller only... What does it do? It only registers like the network manager, the connection manager, and all of that. Okay. But then it should have another scene, which is the main menu, which is this one, which is like 3D and all. Which is this one, which has this start with direct IP, which then has the host stuff. So how would that work? Client, main menu. Wait. Session button. Try sign in. Sign in failed. Profile changed. Start clicked. Toggle join session. Session UI mediator. Okay, so it just shows this menu here, which is the IP UI thing. Let's see. And then it should have like a host button. On create click. Probably this. On create click, and I tries to host this stuff, which then connects to the start host IP method. And calls this and sets the state to host. And one override, which is this one. Okay, so it changes the state to starting host. Changing state to. Okay, and then this has a starting host state, and then it has an enter which calls start host, which calls setup host connection, okay. I'm kind of trying to figure out where do they load, like the scene. Like when you click host, it changes, and now I'm on character select. Okay, so it's this character select scene name. Wait until character is selected and ready. Confused. I mean, this is just a test, so it cannot be this. Yeah, this is by far the most difficult part. UI canvas. Okay, and here I have this button here. On direct IP, click. On direct IP clicked. But this just shows this IP UI mediator. On connect status message, disable sign-in spinner. Okay. All of this is extremely difficult to figure out. Like, where do I go from the main menu? So I'm on main menu. I click start with direct IP. I'm still on the main menu. You know. I click host. And then after a while it goes to character select. How? You know, how? This is just some tests there. Oh, it's this. Oops, I was under directory. Whoops. Okay, it's probably these then. Okay, on enter. On online state. Scene load wrapper. Play again. What the hell? What is this scene load wrapper? It's a network behavior. Okay, so when in network behavior can call load scene. Okay. I actually think this is probably like two-way overkill. Bruh. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I would say that maybe this worked. Just for the fact that both got the same player. Like both got the same starting player. Because it's the server is the one, the host is the one that's doing that. So that kind of makes sense. But now what I kind of need to do is like I need to know who am I? Not in a philosophical sense, but in who the fuck am I inside of Unity? Like, what's my ID? And I will need to somehow map that to the player index, you know. Elgardia with the first after 2 hours of streaming. GG. You guys are slow as fuck. Okay, so this is blue and this is blue. Okay, so this is now properly syncing. First, everybody's sleeping at the wheel. I'm a next Unity user. That's who I am. Okay. Adukanen, hello, good afternoon. Simonot first. Yep, nope. I was able to fix a bug in my game. Come here and grab first. You guys are slow. Confirmed. So apparently this is working. Meaning that the host is the one that calculates who gets the first player. But I kind of want to map the different IDs here. gets a list of just the IDs of all connected clients. Like maybe I should grab these, like the connected client IDs, and I should match them with an index, you know? I don't know if I hate AI the most, UI the most, or 3D modeling the most. Yeah. I essentially hate everything that is difficult. You know, I enjoy easy stuff. And now we can add another thing there. I also hate multiplayer. Okay, so what is the thought process behind this? So the host gets the game, starts the game, which means that this will be... Do I have like the client list or something? Connected client list. So this is the list of clients, this is a map, and this is the IDs. Okay, so this is the list of IDs, and I want to create a Nash map where what? I don't even know. Maybe I want to also do this here. You know. No, hold on. So I have the connected players here. So maybe I want to pass on this, and then the player data will have client ID. Something like this. And then I call network player data. And I do this. Maybe this makes sense. So I calculate a random index. I initialize all of the players. And I initialize the players with the connected client IDs there. Now, will this be here in the same order as here? Does anyone know? Like anyone that actually has built a game in Unity? So the thing is that now inside all of these game manager code, I will essentially have is host, which is things that should be only the server to dictate. Like the server should be the one that drives the turns and all of that. But then I also have like different clients. But now my question is, does these come in the same order? Get a list. Like I don't know if this is like the same order. I'm kinda afraid that it won't be. So maybe I can just do this. So here I initialize it on the host. This will get broadcast everywhere by default. This will get broadcasted by default. And here I update the UI for everyone. We're now replaying Far Far West whenever I have money to buy games. I'm poor now. Yeah. I did buy what's it called? I did buy Subnautica 2 and played 2 hours of it. Yuck. Well, I got it because someone asked me to buy it so I could keep them company. And they have played almost 30 hours of it and I've only played 2. So you can see how much company I've been giving them. Can you buy Far Far West? Ay. 20 bucks. Let me see how much money I have on PayPal. I'll only buy it if I have some money on PayPal. I'm not buying it out of my credit card. But I mean, I don't even know when I would play it, you know, that's the thing. I don't have the time. No, I don't want a passkey, thank you. Well, I kinda have 200 euros on PayPal. No, I have 360 euros on PayPal. Buy it when you feel like you want to play it. Yeah. Nah, bro. I don't think I will. I kinda need to play iRacing more, you know. Yeah, I'll think about it. I will think about it. Okay, so let's assume that now all of this nonsense here works. So we start the game. This is gonna send... We start the game and we are gonna send the tile placement instance here. Although, in reality, I only want to set it to enabled. Yeah, I only want to set this to enabled if I am the person that should be playing. You know, so I'm doing this here. Buy it when you feel like you want to play it. You can always stream old school RuneScape. Exhilarating content. I've been shopping a tree for the past 3 days. Quite a resilient tree. Yeah, to be honest, I've never played old school RuneScape for more than 15 minutes. So, I'm a terrible gamer. I enjoy like competitive games, essentially. There's competition, to be fair, but just like the AFK aspects. Yeah, well, I think I would like to play an MMORPG. You know, like, I wouldn't say from start to finish, but like at a nice, like, steady pace. Maybe 2 or 3 hours a week. Like, slow and steady, fun. But, I mean, I've never found someone to do it with. you know. I did play. I would say that the MMO that I played the most was what's it called? Starts with a G. Help. Starts with a G. Guild Wars 2. Yeah. Played Guild Wars 2. I played like 100 hours of Guild Wars 2. And I am probably tied with the Lineage 2, which I played when I was very, very young. But this I played on like a pirated server, so no one was there and everyone was like cheating and stuff. I actually preferred it over WoW, even though I played less of it. Well, then maybe we can play Guild Wars. I mean, it's free. Maybe we can start like a Guild Wars community day or something. I don't know, but any or no shot. Like a what was that meme? Dragon based MMO RPG Reddit? No, science based. Like this nonsense. Dear Internet, I'm a 26-year-old lady who's been developing a science-based 100% Dragon MMO for the last 2 years. I'm finally making my beta website now, and I'm using 3D Work as a base to create 50 plus concept images. Wish me luck, Reddit. You'll be the first to see the site when it's finished. And this topic is like a complete meme. 15 years ago. Oof. I tried getting back to it, but just didn't get me. Pinball MMO. I'm hearing a birdie. Pew pewing. And I don't know. Like, are there other MMORPGs? Me and Elgardia, we tried to play. What was it? Like 2 years ago, the Korean one from Amazon. Do you recall? Lost Ark? Yeah. We played a shit ton of Lost Ark, which was glorious, by the way. So I played 80 hours of it. Lost Ark was really good. So maybe we could play Lost Ark. I mean, it's fun and it's free. And it's not exactly pay to win. I played half. I know, I played that shit ton alone. I mean, this is fun. I like the free part. Yep. Free is good, yeah. This is not actually pay to win, which is ideal. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you guys are interested, we could probably like research something. Massive multiplayer RPG. Or we can play Path of Exile, which is also cool, you know. Lost Ark is not a terrible idea. Yeah. I think it's the worst timing for us to start an MMO. What do you mean? Like 3 weeks before a wedding? Like, it's ideal. Like, Elgardi will take his laptop with him and ignore the honeymoon completely. I'm preparing for exams. Elgardi is getting married. You're getting a streaming career. I mean, to be completely honest, I could stream us playing. You know? Fine by me. Hello, sir. Good morning. Hello, Robina. How's it going? Yeah, maybe we should find an MMO to play. Okay, so I have this set enabled to true. So I kind of want to figure out, okay, when do I set this to false? So on start game, and this is on start game finished. So I can literally do this. GG. People can see my amazing poor MMORPG skills. I already did. The best adult MMO. It plays while you work and do chores. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, what is this? On end round. Okay, and then I have on start game finish set to true. And on start round set to true. Well, I'll probably need to do this every other turn. What's this? What is this? End player turn. Okay, so here I'm setting that, and then I'm gonna set enabled to this. Thing is, it only should set to enabled if our client ID equals players index dot client ID. You know, something like this. But I don't know how to do this. So I should get the session manager. Sorry, the network manager, the instance. No, what's it called? Singleton. I kind of want a, what is my current ID? Current session owner. Is it this? Gets the client identifier of the current session owner. Nah. How do I get my own local client ID? Is it this? Turns. Okay, I think that this is probably it. I think this is probably it. Okay, what about more set enableds? Here. Starts round set enabled true. Set in turn enabled. Our Windows laptops on battery freaking sucks. Takes forever to compile stuff. That's why you need a Mac. Well, you already have one. Oh, local variable. He's current player. Is current player. Okay, on end round it sets to false. Okay, good job. And on start game finished. What's this? Tile placement manager. That. Okay, now I kind of feel like this is doing way too much stuff. Okay, so this is on start round. This is on end player turn. And this is on start game finished. Sorry, I mean the set enabled. On end player turn. Well, I kinda should call a start player turn here. That's fine. Start round. On end round. Okay. Let's see if this works. I mean, maybe this is gonna work, you know? What's the worst thing that can happen? I kinda need to leave in 10 minutes, though. If this were to work, it would be glorious. I have one, but that's for non-Unreal stuff. It doesn't really fix that problem, but join anyway. I have to have one Windows machine, yeah. Because of Unreal Engine and the boards, the broadcast boards. Okay, let's see if this works. You know, let's see if this works. So someone got player 1. Oh. This is like crashing. Fuck, didn't work. Why? Okay, so it's crashing here because it doesn't have this movement tile preview, meaning that it's not getting here. So this set player index is still null. Probably. I mean, I probably want to do this. Okay, let's try again. Stop, please. Come on. What's happening, bro? I think I like crashed Unity. Yeah. I think we killed Unity. Good job. Okay, let's try again. Unity AI Open Beta is here. Sad. Okay, so we click quick join now. Quick join, quick join. Start game. Why are you crashing here, bro? Oh. Okay. Okay, maybe I could do this instead. Okay, if it's not set, just like return. Okay. Surely now it's gonna work. Start game. Oh, it's crashing here. It crashed there. Index was out of range. So maybe I can't do this on start. Let's try again. Quick join, quick join. This like takes 5 seconds for some reason. I wonder if there's something going on. But in any case, start game. Host. I'm the host. Good job. So I have 2 players connected. Oh, because this is on max players. Never mind. I'm going to do this. Get scores. Okay. I think now it will work. Surely. For real, for real. I mean, we were able to block Unity again. So that means the restart. I'm loving this. Ba-ba. Okay, let's see. Quick join, quick join. This is the slowest quick join that I know of. It takes so long. Okay. Here I now need to do an attach. An attach here. Okay, sir. Okay, surely this is gonna work. Because we have 2 connected players. Okay, GG. No crashes. GG. Player blue is playing. And on the second window, I cannot do shit. So that's pretty cool. So if I place one, I mean, obviously nothing is gonna happen here because I'm not broadcasting this data. So, but I will place 3 tiles and then I'll end my turn. The fuck? Oh, this guy crashed here. I mean, for some reason, this end player turn is not doing anything, which is sad. And that should be calling this. But I would say that the only guy that can call this is the is like the current player. I mean, this is going over and I cannot play with anyone besides blue. So it's kind of working. Like, kinda. But yeah, I would say that here on end player turn, I will need to broadcast end player turn to every player. I think. Well, I'll need to think how to do this, actually. Because this only gets called on the current player. And this stuff probably here needs to be a value equals value. Yeah, I don't know, like this is only getting called for the current player, but in reality it should be called for everyone else because I will need to call this set enabled for everyone else. Yeah, I'll figure that out. Okay, why not some sort of game controller? Well, this is what this is supposed to be. This is a game manager, but no, that part is already done. I already have the turns working, but it only works in single player, like same PC, like single window. But now I need to actually like modify all of this logic to work with multiple computers, multiple windows. But the issue now is that this end player turn gets called whenever I click the end player turn button, which means that this will only get called for the current player that clicked the button. But in reality, this needs to be called for everyone else as well. So what should happen is when I end my turn, I should notify the host and then host should notify every client so that every client is in sync. To do this should notify the host, and then the host notifies every client. So this is what we need to do next time. Well, the multiplayer messes it all up. I've never done multiplayer, so I'm lost. Yeah, well, currently, because I'm using these types like network variable, like the network, some variables here are always kept in sync, mainly these ones here. But this game manager is responsible for calling the UI, the sound, and the other scripts, and those scripts are not multiplayer aware, and I don't want them to be. You know, like I should have only one single point of entrance for the multiplayer, which should be this game manager, and then this game manager should be responsible for calling everything else in all the other computers. So yeah, I'll need to essentially think how to restructure this thing. But I would say that what needs to happen, so I have the end player turn, or end turn, or end round, or whatever it's called, end player turn. So this should call an RPC on the server, which then should call an RPC on each player. So send up, and then send up to the server, and then the server like relays the info to everyone at once. And that should ensure that everything is like kept properly synchronized. But I'll probably need to do that for every single like state transition. So yeah, I'll need to think about how to properly do this. Okay, in any case, everyone, I'm finishing the stream now. I need to go and eat a fartura. No cap, for real. A fartura or a churro. The chocolate, yes. Sounds good, sounds like a plan. Because we have tons of little like parties, like not parties, but like celebrations in the villages around here where I live. So me and the wife, we are going explore a little bit. Yeah, I want to appreciate you all for keeping me company. And I'll need to go. And I will be back tomorrow, and I think tomorrow we'll be working on the Unreal Engine game. We have more tasks already. So that will be the real-time strategy one that we've been working on the most, I would say. So yeah, I'll need to get going. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.